Hello, how are you doing today? I am so excited to talk about a novel which I completely adored, and I read it over the Christmas break, and it was such a wonderful reading experience, and I've been meaning to talk about it, but for one reason or another I've just not got a chance. So the book is The Marriage Portrait by Maggie O'Farrell, which was the perfect thing to read over the winter break, and I think in it, Maggie O'Farrell proves that she's really one of the best historical novelists working today, and she uses that classic trick of taking a semi-obscure figure from history along with a bit of gossip to conjure a tale from between the pages of history, to find a story which we know is there but we don't have any factual accounts from, and so she imaginatively constructs one. The subject is Lucrezia de' Medici, a noble daughter from Florence who was married to Alfonso, the Duke of Ferrara, in 1558 when she was only 13 years old. A year later, she died from what was labeled as putrid fever, but it was rumored she was murdered by Alfonso. Although this new novel is set in the mid-1500s, only a few decades prior to her previous novel, Hamnet, the two stories are worlds apart. We follow Lucrezia's life as she is born into a busy, privileged Italian household and ostracized for being the strange daughter of the family. O'Farrell imaginatively transports us to this era with sumptuous, lavish, gorgeously rendered detail of palace life with its many ornate rooms and hidden corridors, secret trysts and shady dealings, and a menagerie of exotic animals that are kept by Cosimo, the Duke of Tuscany, just for his amusement. When Lucrezia ventures into the depths of the palace to spy upon her father's new acquisition of a tigress, she feels a momentary connection with this wild, beautiful animal that stirs her spirit. And I love that on this special edition of the novel that was put out by Waterstones, there's a representation of this tigress on the cover, and it's just so beautiful, but also in the inside, the representation of this battle between animals, it's just so well done. I love this edition, but I also love the standard UK edition cover of this book. The narrative alternates between the story of her upbringing and her time spent at a remote hunting lodge owned by her husband Alfonso, and when Lucrezia becomes convinced that he intends to kill her, which she states at the very beginning of the novel. Now, is this true? Is she delusional from illness, or is she just paranoid? Is there any way she can survive this? These questions remain tantalizingly suspended in the story until the exhilarating and clever conclusion. There are so many compelling characters: vain sisters, bratty brothers, a wise nursemaid, seductive suitors, mysterious artists, and scheming friends. As heads of the family, Eleonora and her husband Cosimo provide model examples of rulers of a region in their productivity and their determination to educate all of their children, both the boys and the girls. However, they have this major flaw in that they underestimate their daughter Lucrezia. In the book, she is placed at the center of the novel as the consummate outsider and forgotten child whose artistic talent leaves her teachers in awe. And though this position leaves her somewhat lonely, it's also an advantageous place to be because she can see the workings of things more clearly from a distance. Lucrezia's keen skills of observation and ability to discern power dynamics serve her well, and she probably would have remained sidelined in her family if her elder sister Maria hadn't died from illness, because she was originally originally meant to marry Alfonso, but then Lucrezia is brought in to take her sister's place. I felt so drawn into the dynamics of palace life, and O'Farrell is so skillful at evoking this period, as well as creating a mystery around Alfonso, who's very charming but dangerously secretive. It's a tribute to the author's ability that she's able to create this sense of hope throughout the story while also making readers feel dread at an impending doom. I was kept in suspense throughout the story while also being spellbound by the heady experience of Lucrezia's privileged and wealthy but cloistered life. What's especially intriguing about this historical novel is that the author allows you to see how things could have played out so differently if fate had blown in a different direction. If Maria hadn't died from disease and had married Alfonso, her outcome would have been so different from that of Lucrezia. If Alfonso hadn't been so ruthless in his desire to produce an heir and allowed Lucrezia to become his equal partner, they could have ruled in as harmonious a way as Lucrezia's parents. O'Farrell shows how certain events dictate history, but they don't determine the future, and through her inspiring conclusion allows us an ingenious way to review the past. I thought this was just such a wonderful reading experience, and I really adored this novel. I'd really love to know if you've read it, if you enjoyed it as well, or if you had any issues of it. I have seen some mixed reviews of it, so I'd be really keen to hear what you think, or what you think about any of O'Farrell's other novels. I've read a few of her other books, and I keep meaning to go back and read more, but yeah, just completely adored this. So thank you for watching. I hope you're reading good things, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.